Hey folks, I'm here. So, quick Cardano update. It's one of my favourite projects. It's one I'm the most bullish on. So I thought I'd have a little update on this. So, in terms of following their roadmap, it's a little bit tricky. They haven't, laid this out clearly, in my opinion. So this is their official roadmap. I mean, ideally, you would want something saying we are here. So a newbie wouldn't have a clue where we are. They could think we're in Foundation or whatever. But what's actually happening is we are in between 2 and 3. So we're in Shelly technically, but they are preparing for the Goguen deployment, and which means smart contracts will then be enabled on Cardano, and this is obviously going to have a massive dent into Ethereum's market share, etc. Because then people can actually build stuff on Cardano. And so we're about to release this in August this year. Now, as we know with crypto, whenever a massive update is launched, the price tends to run up a few months beforehand. So it's now June, July, August. Yeah, so next month. Wow. So we should have a bit of a price rally until then, one would expect. However, let's look at the charts. So on the weekly chart, if you were to really zoom in, it looks pretty bullish still. We've got a massive low test here. And I mean, look at the previous low test. I mean, and we saw sort of this big old movement, but it doesn't mean it's up straight away from now. I mean, even with this big old low test on the weekly chart, the market still came back down quite a fair bit after that. So when we look at the daily chart, what do we have? Okay, so again, it looks pretty similar. We've got lots of big spikes to the downside where basically the buyers completely rejected the selling action and then forced it back up. But it's still making its way down to this $1 level. It just seems to be bouncing up and down from $1. And when we're looking at this right now, every bone in my body says that this is a short-term rally. This is a rising compression in a falling market. If I've ever seen one before, this is a really good example of that. For those who are unfamiliar, let's just look at Link. Link was a very good example of, in fact, it looked better on the 4-hour chart, but come on, here we go. Again, here we had a great example of a rising compression in a falling market. Everyone thought, oh, look at this double bottom, a big old double bottom, it's about to punch through. And those that followed me on this sold up here, because guess what? It then dropped, as we can see here. So anyway, rising compression, falling market. Let's go back to ADA. Now, I'm not even going to look at Bitcoin in this video because we're starting to see the disconnection of Bitcoin and other assets. And so and I think Cardano is there as well. It's becoming its own network. It's getting bigger. Yeah, so first of all, bullish on the weekly chart. It is still bullish on the daily to a degree. I mean, the overall trend is up. I just think we've got another little downturn left, at least to probably 120. And when we're looking at the 4-hour chart, it's a bit clearer to see because we're at a crux right now. And when I say the crux, we have a very, very strong level that starts off with this data point over here, with this little high, and it makes its way all across here. Okay, so if we're looking at this is a highly charged level. And what I mean by that is, look at this. This high over here has been reacted to so many times, it's ridiculous. It got rejected. In fact, let's zoom in a bit. There we go. So this level got rejected many times. I mean, it went all the way down here, but it could not close below it. It never closed below it for a long time. And then, yeah, then it did for a bit. But then it was still attacked time and time again. This rising trend line here. It was acting as support all the way up here. Again, this big smackdown, it couldn't close below it. And then it did close below it for a bit. But this trend line also acted, I guess, as the bum line for this double bottom. And if we keep moving across, again, support, keeps reacting off this level. This is a very strong level, or very important level. Again, more smackdowns, couldn't close below it, kept bouncing off below it. Even here, if you look on the daily chart, it couldn't close below it. again, reacted again. I'm trying to labour the point here so you can see. And look what's happening right now. We are smashing right into this level here. And then if we were to draw the other trend line, it would look, well, there's a couple. You could do something like this. Yeah, I guess there's that trend line, which is a pretty clear trend line, but then I guess you could do, there's, I guess, three. You could do the base of that to here, or even, so I'm struggling here because my computer's lagging today, I don't know why. Or we have something like this. Either way, there is some, I mean, if I was to say what the best one was, I'd say the best one is like this. So yeah, this still looks bearish to me slightly. It really does. And if you were to then do this, one second, if you draw some higher, sorry, can't get the peak in there. Here we go. So this one is out of play now. No, okay, no, that one's out of play. Cool. Yeah, so it's just these two here. If we can break above this level, close above it, and perhaps do a Kobo, then I'll be really bullish. So it may mean that I'm getting back into Cardano at around $1.50, and I effectively got out at 130 down here. It wouldn't be the best, however, I would still say there is a 65 to 70% probability of further downside. So that is why I'm holding out, and I'm still in cash. So yeah, all eyes on this level. Hope it helps. Chat soon.